Hey, if you look up Jem's Art Studio, they have this beautiful Ukrainian sunflower. It's absolutely worth checking out. All the profits are going to go to help Ukrainian charity, so please check it out. It'll be great. All the links will be below in the description and probably here in the picture. But yeah, go help them out. Ukrainians are going through hell right now.
This Organized Chaos video is brought to you by Jem's Art Studio. Jem's Art Studio is an online store that allows access to prints that you can use for most anything, obviously as just a picture, or as a wallpaper, or as a bookmark, or anything you can think of. You can find Jem's Art Studio at etsy.com/shop/Jem's Art Studio. This video is also brought to you by viewers like you. Thank you.
So, hello! Today's gonna be a bit different than even I had planned. I was planning on doing some request. However, something came up that is going to change the entire course of this episode. So, request will get pushed back to next week. But now we got a new video reaction to deal with because I was just notified, on Twitter of course, that I have been destroyed apparently. Dude, you just got absolutely destroyed. Do yourself a favor and steer clear of any criticism of Comicsgate. You are not the one to be talking about comics. And it links to Morning Show. Comicsgate is still the best. Which is on, what is it? Comic Secrets Pro? It's Ethan Van Sciver's channel. Comic Artist Pro Secrets. Whatever. So he has done a reply to my last video, which I'm not gonna lie, was kind of just me doing a fun reaction. These videos are meant to be fun. But like I said, I'm serious. These are my genuine thoughts. I have no, I didn't even think about this becoming a drama thing, but I guess it kind of has, because I'm just making fun of people's videos. If they want to take it personally, I guess that's up to them. But him replying to me, I kind of get that. Because, I've done a whole video essay on Comicsgate, and then I did the reaction video to him. And now he's done a reaction video to, I assume, my reaction video. I don't know if he does reaction video and the video essay. I'm willing to guess he doesn't do the video essay, because it's easier to go after reaction video, because just by the nature of reaction video, I'm just reacting. But before I get too far into it, I absolutely do want to talk about Ethan Van Sciver here. So I talked about how he was kind of a con artist. So we're going to look at his Indiegogo. This Indiegogo ended May 15th, 2020. Raised $1.2 million. Holy crap. Now, let's look at these comments, because 3 hours ago. Hey, Ethan, can we have an update, please? The project is obviously way over its completion date, and people are getting understandably a bit antsy. An update might help. Here we go, 1 day ago. Craig Flanagan here. No one's arguing the quality of the book. We're just questioning where it is because the lack of updates where they belong. That would be here. And the hours-long live stream filled with MAGA tributes, complaints about people named Snyder and Jeremy and Multilager, and painful EFAPs of people who don't matter or mentally ill. EVS has brought this on himself. Let's see. 1 day ago, Jonathan McGowan, he's asking for an update. And then we have people asking for refunds of this project. So yeah, obviously, this isn't going well. Kevin M., dude, almost a year later, cool stuff, but come on, you're going to piss off a lot of fans. This stuff's amazing, but from a business standpoint, the comic book should have been done by now. It's time to pony up and stop dragging your feet before you turn into George R. R. Martin, with nothing but broken promises. Give us what you owe. In 2 months, you'll be a year late. This was 7 days ago. Yeah, it sounds like he's way overdue on this one. Let's see, this one only raised $400,000. This one ended November 27th, 2020. Let's see. It seems like he's got some replacement books here. This guy haven't received his copy. This guy never received his copy. This guy had damage. You're starting to see a pattern here. Okay, first wave Cyber Frog action figures. Raised almost $600,000 for this one. Ended September 3rd, 2021. Any updates? Let's see, when was that? 5 days ago. Any updates? And then a string. And then, any updates? Yeah, no, there's lots of complaints here. He's not sending stuff out. $200,000 raised October 4th, 2021. What, did he actually send this stuff out? My God, did he actually send this stuff out? Well, here's somebody saying that they haven't received it. So maybe he's getting better, but it's worth noting that this one, lots of people not getting it. It seems like he's just doing these projects and raising money and like really half-assing it. He's getting lots of money. This is a full-time job for him, at least. He's getting way more money than he needs. And yet, he is just half-assing it. He's not putting in all effort. Heck, I would put in more effort in my videos if I didn't work full-time, but I work full-time. This is clearly a full-time job for him. I mean, one of these, let's pull up here. One of these, $1.2 million. And what is this even for? This is for Cyberfrog 2 Wrecked Planet, so a comic book, I guess? Jesus Christ, that's a huge amount of money to raise for a comic book and to half-ass it. A year to complete this goddamn thing. But that tells you the type of person Ethan Van Scriber is. And to give you an idea of where his priorities are, let's go ahead and look over at this comic, at his website, where he does live streams almost every day with a few thousand views every day. This one right here, this most recent one, that's the one where he talks about my videos. Videos. I don't know how much. I haven't looked at them yet. 9.3 thousand views. So I've gotten more views through him than I've gotten on my main channel for a while. Fun fact. But yeah, this is the type of guy who is now he's essentially sent his fans to attack me. Which is why I'm getting bombarded on the comments section and on Twitter. And we're going to go over Twitter a bit more because there's a bit more to go over. So Movie Geek here sent me a tweet yesterday, which would be Friday, because I'm recording this Saturday night. It'll be out Sunday. Just watch you video today. Did you know that Ethan co-created a female Muslim mutant hero called Dust? I guess he's both woke and an SJW. I don't know exactly what his angle is. That being said, yes, he co-created a mutant a character called Dust, who is a female and a Muslim mutant. And it feels like hey, I can't be racist because I have a black friend. It feels like that type of argument. That's the level we're dealing with. Because I feel like throughout my Twitter thread right now, people are telling me all about Dust. And it's like, is that literally the only female character he's ever made? Is that literally the only person of color character he's ever made? Period? That's it? You have one grand total? That's not great. Those are bad. And he co-created this character with Grant Morrison. Now, Grant Morrison's a writer, and Ethan Van Scriber's, he's an artist. So who do you think was more responsible for creating the look of the character, and who do you think was more responsible for creating the background of the character? I want you to think about that, because it's kind of obvious. Now, maybe Ethan had more of a role than that, but I just find it strange that there's a constant push for this character. This one goddamn character. As if somehow, because he co-created this character, it means he's not a racist now. Because, fun fact, he is a racist. Because we have more tweets to go through before I actually get to looking at his video. So I simply point out that Grant Morrison co-created the character, and I feel like Grant probably had more of a say in the character's origin than Ethan Van Sciver. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know the backstory. But it certainly seems probable. I mean, he is the writer. And then Ethan replied, "Oh yeah, I had to drag Grant along." Also sharing a photo of Wolverine. You know, couldn't at least share a picture of Dust, had to do Wolverine. Whatever. So I simply reply to him. Because in his video, he talks about how he names... Well, he doesn't even name Miles. He talks about the Black Spider-Man and how he doesn't like the Black Spider-Man. So I simply ask him to explain what his problem is with Miles Morales. And he says, "Sure, he was created to protect Marvel Comics from a worst-case scenario outcome in Ditko copyright termination lawsuit. Marvel would still be able to publish Spider-Man without owning the Ditko family royalties should they win." Now, he actually brought this up in his video. Like, he brought it up, like, midway through his video, which I thought was weird. Because this is actually... There's some validity to this argument. Like, a creator's rights argument here. I see what... I see and I understand, because... Yeah, that would kind of suck. Now, we also need to consider the fact that Peter Parker's Spider-Man has still been published throughout all this time, along with Miles Morales. So, I see an argument here. It's like, okay, that's interesting. So I ask him, "So, is your whole argument now that Comicsgate is about creators' rights? Because it took you halfway through that video to even bring it up." And, you know, I was going to research the Ditko family lawsuit at Marvel and all that stuff. But his next tweet showed me that I don't have to. Because he instantly drops it. "Corporations often exploit SJWs and their Activision to cover for nefarious fuckery of creators and their rights, and SJWs allow them to do it." Okay. Yeah, corporations are looking to exploit SJWs, but they aren't, because it's for money. They're not doing it to fuck over creators. Creators can create characters of minority. Like, he's essentially combining two ideas together that don't go together. And he's forcing them together. This is his tweet. This is his second tweet. "Comicsgate argument is that SJWs have ruined comic books in several different ways, and we shouldn't allow them to do that anymore." Now, I want to keep in mind, this is his response to the question of whether or not what is his issue with Miles Morales? Is it purely a creator issue? And his answer is no, it's an SJW issue. And that leads me to the obvious conclusion, because what is so SJW about Miles Morales? I can't think of anything SJW about him, except for one big thing, is that the character happens to be half black and half Hispanic. That's the only SJW thing about Miles Morales. Which means the main thing he dislikes about Miles Morales is that he's black. A bit racist much. My hope is to end this comic book. I don't want to go back to Comicsgate. This is cringe. I'm not going to do a reaction to his reaction to my reaction to his reaction to my reaction. He did a video, I did a reaction to it. He's going to do a reaction to my reaction, and now I get to do a reaction to his reaction, and we're going to see how this goes. So I started this feud with Ethan Van Sciver, just wanting to report the facts and be honest. Because this is a terrible movement and I hate it. So since I've started it, and since he's continued it, it's time to end it. So let's go ahead and look at his video here. 5.5 hours. There's no way I'm watching that whole thing. Here, does he have Jesus Christ. Does he have chapter listings? I don't want to deal with all this. No, of course not. He has sales in his description. Oh my god. Of course he does. Jesus Christ. Okay. Yeah, it looks like he's going to talk about Trump. I do not care. Jesse Smollett. I do not care. Here we go. So it looks like he's going straight to my reaction video. Apparently this is where I get destroyed. Let's see, is it? Nope. No, you didn't. No. He did not get blocked. This is part of the victim mentality. That comment is on there. I don't even know why he's not pulling it up. It's on there. You just didn't dig around deep enough to find it, buddy. I did not delete shit. You just don't want to look for it because you were looking for a victim mentality. That's what it is. I will pull it up right now. In fact, I'm going to pull it up on here. Just to disprove this whole victim narrative he wants to go for. Right there. You're right there. Second comment up there, buddy. Oh boy, yeah, I'm so excited to get engaged with you. Wait, that's the comment he's just making. Where is his comment? Was it auto-filtered? YouTube does this weird auto-filter thing. I wonder if his comment got filtered. Or if he's full of shit. Let's find out, shall we? No, it's not even being filtered. You're full of shit. You are completely full of shit. I know this now. A couple of seconds where I'm giving you a little bit more credit, but no, you are completely and utterly full of shit, and now I have to clear a whole bunch of fucking comments, which are probably all cringe, but I'm too freedom of speechy. But yeah, no, you do not have a comment on here. This is literally the first comment you're making on this video. Congratulations. No, this isn't it. Okay, yeah, no, this is it. So this is the only comment you made, dude. You're so full of shit. I didn't delete crap. I don't even have one in your system, though, dude.
Copyrighted content can be used by someone besides the copyright holder as long as the use is highly transformative. This is called fair use, Liam. Do not claim this video. Do not claim this video.
No, I have the rights to my faith. You can't use my faith to make money. Oh, you're not making any money. You only have 498 views. Okay.
I mean, he's not wrong. I'm not making any money.
As you were then. By the way, while we're watching this, Cyberfrog Blood Honey Box, currently on Indiegogo. We are...
Oh my God. Are you going to ship any of them, buddy?
Shipping these out. These are in fulfillment. John Malin got his. He really liked it. You can order a Blood Honey box to contain all of your Cyberfrog comics.
Jesus
or you can order the
Christ.
individual comic, the Ratchet.
To hell right now.
This Organized Chaos video is brought to you by Gems Art Studio. Gems Art Studio...
I can already tell we're in real trouble. There's something very Preston Poulter about this individual.
Preston
I don't know what it is,
Poulter?
but he already strikes me as Preston Poulter.
Okay, who's Preston Poulter? So it looks like Ethan and Preston Poulter got into a fight about who owns the name Comicsgate. I don't care. You fuckers can fight over it. I do not want to do any more about this, dude. My face is going to be in the corner there, so I should probably move where I am. Let's see. Here, if I move it right up here, I'm probably... we'll move it here. We'll be up here. That should be pretty safe.
anything, obviously as just a picture, or as a wallpaper, or as a bookmark,
Well,
or
thanks for
anything
playing
you can
the
think
ad.
of. You can find Gems Art Studio at etsy.com.
Nice work.
/shop/Gems Art Studio. This video is also brought to you by viewers like you. Thank you.
I'm very excited about when the Ratchet VCR shit stops. I can't wait until that stops. If that goes through the whole video, I don't know if I can do it. I see.
So note to self, get him to shut up if I just put that shit through all the videos. Good note. Thank you.
How many swastikas are hidden in here? 1, 2, a bunch of swastikas hidden.
All the swastikas are in there. You go for it, man.
Hidden swastikas.
Hello.
Hi.
These reaction videos are fun and they're easy. I enjoy doing them.
Good.
Really. For today's video, God, we're going to be hitting Daily Wire again. We're hitting Daily Wire too much, so we're definitely not going to be hitting them for the next couple episodes. Yeah, now we're getting Comicsgate. God, his videos are awful. I mean, thank God he's not doing the stupid shit with the pen anymore, but Jesus. But I stumbled across something, I just had to address it. A Daily Wire, I assume either it's a new member of the Daily Wire family or it's a guest contributor, but he's a good old-fashioned French-headed channel. If you saw my Comicsgate video, you're going to recognize him real fast. He's Mr. My video production involves pointing a camera at a computer screen and pointing at stuff with my pen.
That's me. That's the pencil of scorn right there. His production values are poor. Yeah, I know. I always hear this criticism from people, and I kind of feel like they miss the point. And you don't have to have.
The point was called Brie Larson, a 45-year-old. That was the whole point. Wow.
Great
Okay.
production value when you're funny.
Is that what you are? Is that what you are? You see, I missed the joke. God damn.
You could, when people are just listening to what you say, you can make anything fun. Pointing at a screen with a fucking non-photo blue pencil and criticizing it as though it were a pointer. the pencil of scorn is just funny to me. I like these videos. Everybody else's videos all look the same. They look like this. They look like this live stream, except more like produced. It'll have like all your, you can give me money here, 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 here. Join
Yeah, you have that part down for sure.
my subscribe star. Here's my Patreon, like up the side of the screen. You know, they'll have a little dancing mango figure in the corner. I could do that, I guess. I don't think I need to, though. Honestly, I think I can just... I believe in radio for the most part. I think radio is good. And really, if you can...
Oh my god, no. This is not engaging content, dude. I don't know how you get people to follow you. I don't know how you get this army of fans to come and attack me and hit me up on Twitter and on my comments board nonstop. This is... so bad.
Talk. You don't need to do all this stuff. But by all means. Look at this. Katie Jerkofovich. Entertainment reporter. Katie Jerkofovich.
My god, he's getting entertainment from his own shitty content. This is... God, he's bad.
Please tell me that I mentioned that in this video. I don't remember. But her name is Katie Jerkofovich.
Real professional great stuff. Like, whew. Like, wow. Just really, really great stuff.
Thanks, Bob.
So yeah, we have a returning guest.
Meanwhile, you've got a camera pointed at yourself and a sloppy mess of a background. You got your...
Not wrong.
Yeah. I don't know.
Is that all you've got? You've got a sloppy mess of a background.
I don't know if your production values are better, to be honest.
It's gonna be good old-fashioned French. Hey, I'm not pointing a camera at a computer screen. I'm actually giving you a screen sharing here. So, show Ethan Van Sciver, Comicsgate individual. If you don't know Comicsgate, I actually did a whole video about it where I learned about it because I didn't know about it. But what this guy did is he did a whole bunch of essentially GoFundMes and stuff like that. Raised over $1 million for his cyber fraud comic series that has, quite frankly, performed terribly. Comicsgate tries to sell themselves as not that they're against diversity, but they are for people, comic book companies voting with their wallet and going with the stuff that sells the best. So this guy's a major Comicsgate figure, and his comic does quite terribly. Not only that, he did a huge GoFundMe, raised over $1 million for a comic book, which is an insane amount of money. And, of course, he's under publishing massively. He hasn't remotely reached what he was supposed to do with that money. Gee whiz, I wonder what he's actually doing with it.
I'm working on upping my YouTube game with it. I'm buying a big studio. What are you talking about, dude? I made toys. I made tons of comics.
We already looked at the Indiegogo. As of a few days ago, people are still not getting their shit.
Tons of comics. What the fuck do you think I'm doing with it?
That's a good question. What the fuck are you doing with it?
What's the implication there? You think it's drugs? Is he saying that I'm smoking crack?
Are you smoking crack? That was not my implication. My implication is that you're just taking it and running with it and doing whatever the fuck you want with it. Are you smoking crack?
I crack cocaine with this. He made $1.2 million and it all went up his nose. But look at his nose. Case closed.
He decided to go ahead and jump onto Daily Wire, because of course he did. And he did a video with them. Oh, joy. Yeah, I browsed over it so I could see who it was, and let's see what he has to say. I'm really quite excited, you know.
So this is asexuality. I didn't know what asexuality was, really, but you're looking at it. It's not gay. It's not straight. It's this.
Ooh, we're at the name-calling segment early. Nice.
I'm really quite excited. Deltaverse Comics says, the clock is now ticking. How long till his sexual indiscretions become public? Thanks in advance to the parties doing God's work. Hail, Comicsgate. Hail. All right, here we go.
Wow, this is one hell of a community he's made right here. This is Wow.
Pick up the pace, will you please? Comic
Yeah. Me pick up the
book
pace.
industry. People call me the world's most charming, disarming, elegant, eloquent, and yet humble man. So Comicsgate is a consumer reaction to SJWs, social justice warriors, who have basically infiltrated and taken over the comic book industry. There seem to be drastic changes made to beloved characters that were created by great people, great creative people.
These aren't actually changes to the characters. They're different iterations of the characters, which is fairly common in comic books. Like, Hal Jordan wasn't the original Green Lantern. Barry Allen was not the original Flash. They're the most famous iterations, but there are other iterations, and these are just new iterations. And yeah, they are frequently trying to do people of color or, you know, things like that.
Why?
To help broaden their horizon.
To help broaden their horizon. It's a great use of the word broad there. Yeah, a bunch of ladies.
Oh my God, are you fucking serious? Oh God, this guy is so fucking cringy. I don't know how, like, I'm literally watching my fucking video, and my videos make me cringe, and this guy just make me cringe like 10 times more. Fuck.
Showed up in the comic book industry and decided that what comic books were lacking was diversity and gender equality.
I mean, they could use more. They could use more.
They decided this because they needed to invent a problem in order to empower themselves, and they began to run rampant and create.
Well, let's face it, most superheroes are white guys. Predominantly, superheroes are white guys.
Create all kinds of new versions of characters. Yes, you're right. They're new versions of old characters. You mentioned Barry Allen and you mentioned Hal Jordan, but you see, the reason why Barry Allen and Hal Jordan came to be was that the original Flash, Jay Garrick, his comic book stopped selling right around the early 1950s. His comic had to be canceled. The original Green Lantern, same thing. The original, look at this freeze frame on my face. This is great. The original Green Lantern, same exact thing. Alan Scott's book had to be canceled too for low sales. So DC Comics picked them up and decided to relaunch a new branded version of Green Lantern and the Flash, and objectively they're better. They were actually improvements, but they happened for poor sales. So that's why that happened. This didn't happen for poor sales. This didn't happen.
Poor sales. Comic book sales are in the gutter, dude. Yes, poor sales. It's not like the old characters were deleted. They're still there.
To improve sales, it didn't happen out of necessity. It happened for activism's sake, right? Right, my friend?
I honestly don't care as long as they're well written.
They aren't.
Yeah.
There are ones that are well written. If you want to go after poorly written books, that's a whole different argument than going after books where we have minority leads. It's a whole different fucking argument.
That's where I stand. As long as they write them well, go ahead. Have fun. I just want good characters. I don't care.
People decades ago, and they fell into the hands of activists who just decided, well, you know, comics, they seem a little bit sexist. They seem a little bit racist. These people create.
I don't know if they're racist. They definitely do border on the sexism stuff of how they depict women sometimes. I mean, you could argue, yeah, the men are super muscular too. But, like, the women, like, almost all the women will have, like, big boobs, little bitty waist, and, like, skimpy outfits that perfectly show all the curves. Men won't necessarily have that. They'll have the perfect body still, but won't.
Well, they're wearing tights. They're essentially naked people. But you know, you could say, well, they're kind of sexist, but they're selling. You know, those characters are really, really popular. Their manner of dress is part of the appeal of the superhero.
Maybe good stories should be more the appeal.
And superheroes. People buy them because they like the way that they look. It's a visual medium. So taking that away, stopping that from happening, and concealing curves and reducing the womanly curves of these characters is unwanted. Nobody wanted that.
Wow, dude, really. Cool. cool. Yeah, nobody wants women to be good characters. They want women to be sexy. End of story. That's his argument right now.
Except for feminists, activists. That's why. And that's basically how they got into the industry. Understand what I'm saying is I'm not even debating whether or not these characters were or comics were sexist. In my opinion, they weren't. But that's how these activists empowered themselves, by convincing people maybe like you, that their activism was necessary because of the way the books were, way the comics were.
I mean, he's treating it like it's some sort of fucking conspiracy or something, rather than just people going, hey, maybe let's have better writing. Let's have more representation. Let's have more, let's objectify women less. It doesn't seem like an outrageous thing. These guys act like this is some sort of conspiracy. And it's not. It's just people. And honestly, what's wrong with giving, like, they don't all need to be white people. What's wrong with giving a little bit more diversity to the characters? I don't see
nothing. Go make new characters. See, that's what Stan and Jack did. They said, let's make a character called Black Panther. They didn't say, let's make Mr. Fantastic and Human Torch black suddenly. They just said, let's make...
Well, that's the thing. They're just, what they are doing, making new characters and having them carry on the mantle of the old characters. That's all that's happening. New characters.
Make more characters. When you say, like, what's wrong with more diversity? I would say, yeah, what's wrong with... what exactly is wrong with Milestone Comics, DC? Why wouldn't you put out Milestone Comics? You essentially, in 1993, you hired a lot of black people, black creators, talented black creators, and said, I want you to make a whole new universe of black characters, and we'll give you partial ownership of those characters. And they did, and they were selling pretty well. They have a following. Static Shock had his own cartoon show. But because DC Comics couldn't own them entirely, they stopped publishing them. And every now and then they would sit there and go, well, we're going to bring them back. And they never would. Instead, what DC would prefer to do is what Marvel would do. They would just take characters and properties that they already unquestionably owned and replace those characters, swap them out with black characters.
Now, that's the thing. When I confronted him with this, he quickly changed gears into the diversity angle. So we know how dedicated he is to this. This is just a new line he's started. Yeah, I think creators should have more rights over their characters. I absolutely do believe in that. You don't. You're using it as a tool to try to give Comicsgate more credibility than it actually has.
When those characters were selling just fine, they were in movies that, like Iron Man, like the Hulk. People were seeing some of these characters for the first time. Nobody knew who Iron Man was. Like regular people didn't know who Iron Man was. They saw him as they saw Tony Stark as Robert, what's his name? God damn it.
Downey Jr.
I want to say Robert Q. Lewis, and that's not who, you know who I'm talking about. Robert Downey Jr. They saw Iron Man as him. They want to see him in the comics. Who is Riri now? What is this? It's weird.
It's a new character.
It's just complaints from retailers and fans, dude. I don't even care. Like, to me,
then why? If you don't care, why? Why are you part of this movement? Disband the movement. You're like the leader of this movement now. Disband it. Holy shit. If you don't care, then let it go.
What am I doing? I'm doing exactly what those feminists did, except I'm doing it on my own. I'm not asking them. I'm not going into the mainstream comic book industry and demanding that they change. I'm just theorizing what they did. They theorized there was a problem in mainstream comics. And that problem was they're too sexist, and therefore they need to change mainstream comics that everybody was enjoying. I'm doing exactly the same thing, but different. I'm kind of saying these comics are too soy-based. They're all about activism. They're all about racial problems.
Then criticize those comic books. Don't criticize everything. Criticize those specific comic books. If you want to go after poor writing, go after poor writing. God, I feel like a broken record.
All about equity and diversity and inclusion. And I posit that people don't want that shit in comics. You could argue whether those things are good things or not, or politically necessary, but I'm arguing, my theory is that nobody wants that in comics. A good portion of people are distracted by it and don't want it. So I'm saying I'm just going to do it over here on my own. See what happens. Doing okay.
An issue with it.
Created problems and then announced that they were the solution. They were the answer. They were the fix for all of these problems that they insisted existed, even though comic book fans loved comics. Not only were the
well, yeah, but they have to change. I don't.
Okay, you just agreed with me that you didn't see necessarily that there were problems in comics. You just said, I don't know, maybe they're sexist. I'm not really sure. It's okay. It didn't bother me. You just got done saying that. I'm saying that there were activists who came in and said there were problems.
No, I'm literally said I could see room for improvement. Don't change my words.
You and I are both basically on the same page saying, I don't think there are, but maybe the women shouldn't dress that way, but I don't know. Well, there are people who said, no, everything needs to change.
You know, yeah, they speak of these conspiracies. No.
The comic books becoming unreadable, but the creative people had...
Comic books becoming unreadable, source?
All my customers. Thank you.
Oh, all your customers, the people talking about coming up with theories to my sexual habits. Yeah. Classy group, those guys.
Everybody involved in Comicsgate. They're your sources.
Oh, I could give a shit. The people attack me right now online, I could give a shit.
Sources.
All you people attack me, make sure to hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for new episodes.
These are all about just customers and people walking away from the comic book industry. What do you mean source, dummy?
Source. Where is your source for everybody saying all comic books suck? What is your source for that one?
What do you think, that's written down somewhere? You think there are medical journals that I can provide to you?
Well, you just made an assertion that all comic books suck, and I'm asking you what's your evidence? Is it an opinion? What's your point?
Ones are unreadable. We sit there, we've been doing this for 4 or 5 years. People have been complaining and agreeing that the comics are not as good as they were. Unreadable.
It's because you're in a bubble, dude. That's what that is. There's lots of people who love the current comic books. Lots of people love the Sam Wilson Captain America. Lots of people love Carol Danvers Captain Marvel, which is actually the most popular iteration of Captain Marvel. Lots of people love... what was the other one? Oh, Miles Morales. Everybody loves Miles Morales. I love Miles Morales. Get over yourself, dude.
America Chavez, unreadable. Squirrel Girl, unreadable. Books that...
I've seen comments from people saying that they're excited to see America Chavez in the new Doctor Strange movie. So, yeah.
Focus on diversity first and foremost are distracting and unreadable to a good percentage of readership, the ones that are over here.
Maybe they aren't interested in just the ones over there. Maybe they aren't interested in just advertising to the Comicsgate community.
Had gone from just being liberals to being woke activists who were abusing the customers. This was
abusing the customers by putting people of color in comic books? What the fuck, dude? Dude, you have a privileged life if that's your bar for abuse. Jeez.
No, asshole. Calling them Nazis on Twitter. Blocking them. Calling them names. People like Dan Slott. They're abusing them on social media. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about their behavior.
You mean like the people abusing me or theorizing about my sexual habits in your chat, in your community? Somehow it seems like you're kind of the pot calling the kettle black here, buddy.
Your customers. Even now, you've got shitheads like Mark Brooks out there abusing customers, abusing fans from his privileged stance as a creator of Marvel Comics, kicking down on people who read comics, his customers. It's all over the place. That's what I'm referring to. Listen to me. Jesus. Clearly, these were the politics of the author that had worked their way into the book. And people start...
Well, politics are everywhere. Are you going to argue that this isn't your politics acting out? Is that your argument, that you're politically free in your current argument? Because no.
Yeah, I'm going to argue that Cyberfrog is not political. It's apolitical. Or the politics in Cyberfrog are ambiguous enough that anybody reading it could project themselves into that scenario. That's all.
Well, I haven't read Cyberfrog, so I don't know if that's true or not. And I'm not even sure if he's complete Cyberfrog. I think he probably needs to get on that one.
My politics are anti-SJW in person. That's why I'm a part of Comicsgate, which is a political movement. Absolutely. But I believe that the comics should be inclusive. They should not exclude anyone or make anyone feel bad for.
That's what diversity does. It makes things more inclusive for more people.
Or who they voted for. Definitely not. Started to complain.
I'm sorry to break this to you, but Captain America is a social justice warrior. And if you don't like my politics, don't buy my book. Problem solved.
Wasn't too long before Thor had become a woman. It's like Iron Man became a teenage black girl. Mockingbird, who is Hawkeye's girlfriend, was seen wearing a t-shirt that said, "Ask me about my feminist agenda."
Oh my god! Ah! No, like, people freaked out about this t-shirt, and
yeah, that's not a good thing.
Yeah, I don't get it. People freak out over dumb shit. It doesn't make it an issue. I do not get what the outrage is. It's a t-shirt. Get the fuck over it, you snowflake.
Get the fuck over it, you snowflake. Well, I mean, I would say this. Like, if you have a superheroine who has this t-shirt on, then it doesn't matter what happens in the book. Everything else is a distraction. Like, that t-shirt is the main focus. It is a distraction.
Why? You're making, like... Oh my god, I don't even want to get caught up in this t-shirt thing. I do not give a shit about this t-shirt, and these assholes make such a big goddamn deal out of it.
She's now announcing that she is a feminist activist, and many people have poor opinions of feminism as it exists today, what feminists represent today. And they kind of say, I don't want my...
So we have to make I'm not a comic book creator. Comic books have to be made to suit everybody, even if they have essentially weird opinions on things. I mean, there are fringe feminists out there that I outright disagree with. It doesn't mean feminism at its nature is bad, because feminism at its nature is good. The idea behind feminism is just everybody should be equal, which, yay. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Jesus.
Mockingbird to be that. Like, I don't want Mockingbird to be that. I don't want to know what her politics are, because I never knew what they were before. It's not like it's Green Arrow. Green Arrow's politics, that's part of the book. He's Robin Hood.
So they can't make... so it's okay if Green Arrow, a white guy who has can have politics in his book, but not Mockingbird. Okay, okay. Yeah, that's good to know. Thank you for the advice. So Green Arrow, white guy, politics good. Woman, politics bad. Got it.
He's a left-winger. And that's fine. If you're reading Green Arrow, you understand Oliver Queen is a leftist. Green Lantern, of course, is a conservative. You know that. That's already been an issue. It's already part of the story. But nobody knew that Mockingbird was a feminist, or she had a feminist agenda. It's even worse with the word agenda. It's like, ask me if I'm a feminist. Yeah, a lot of people, my feminist agenda. That becomes the conversation. And is that the conversation that fans want to have about Mockingbird, or no? So that's the problem. Get the fuck over it. They did. They stopped buying the book. She was fired. The writer, Chelsea Kane, was fired for this. She moved on. I don't know where she is now. Who knows? I think she came back and was fired again, or quit again, or something. Who knows?
All right, it was canceled, and it went to Image Comics, or she went to Image Comics. Seems like she's back and forth with.
Who knows? Bruce Banner, the Hulk, was replaced by an Asian kid who liked being the Hulk. Robin is by...
Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't that Amadeus Cho? And didn't he like experiment to become the Hulk or something like that? Where's my phone? I'm gonna Google this real fast.
Yeah, figure it out for me.
Yeah, but I mean, it's different character. There's still Bruce Banner. So, okay, I don't know the full backstory. I'm just doing some quick reading on it. Yes, it is Amadeus Cho. Apparently, he removed the Hulk from Bruce Banner and placed it in his body.
So there is no Bruce Banner Hulk. You want to take that back? The whole fun thing about the Hulk, and this is why it was important. This is why it was such a...
So there is no... Okay.
Great creation.
Because it was like, being the Hulk was like a curse. You had to control your anger. You're a little guy who's filled with rage. You have to control your anger because being the Hulk means you're going to destroy shit. You lose your mind. You become a primitive savage. You say, Hulk, smash! And you smash shit up. And you're not in control of yourself. You let the animal side of you take over. So it's a really neat book because Bruce Banner didn't want to be the Hulk. You know, he wanted to be cured. During many runs of the Hulk, I mean, things changed all the time. Hulk became intelligent at one point. They did all kinds of different stories. But mostly the book was about Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde or something close to that, where it's just like, this other side of me comes out when I'm angry and does incalculable damage. And I've got to be careful to control it. That's interesting. That's why Stan Lee is a genius. That's why the Hulk was a unique original character. The idiots at Marvel decided first what they wanted to do was replace Bruce Banner, who was white. This is the concern. They feel like what you just said. They're just like, we have too many white people. Why is everybody white? I don't know. Because the creators instinctively made all of the creators were white. All of the people who worked on these characters were white. And surprise, I guess they wanted to see themselves represented in their comics. Oh no! So all of these characters turns out that they're white. Marvel doesn't want that anymore, so they replaced him with an Asian. They replaced this great character, Bruce Banner, with an Asian kid. And then they went, now we're representing all of Asia. We're representing Asia with this character, Amadeus Cho. Oh, we don't want to piss them off. If Amadeus Cho is shown to be a character who is hiding incalculable rage, who is a deeply angry person, but he's small and weak, but he's angry, and if he gets mad, he could destroy shit? What kind of message are we sending to our Asian brothers and sisters? What kind of message are we sending to China? Holy shit, the only answer is that we have to make Amadeus Cho. We have to take out the one aspect that makes the Incredible Hulk interesting. He likes being the Hulk. It's radical. It's totally radical. Your boy Zach famously called him Go-Gurt Hulk because it was just like, they took everything that was...
like, awesome and interesting and compelling about that.
God, okay, so he's just going on and on. Yeah, I find the Hulk a very interesting character, but they're allowed to do changes to him. He's going on and on here. Jesus Christ, this is just so cringe. This goes on for over an hour, but it's like, it's on my video, so I feel obliged to sit through it. But Jesus, there might be heavy editing with this one.
That character and stripped it from him for the sake of diversity. There you go.
Well, I wouldn't say it's for the sake of diversity. I would say it's the sake of trying something new, because they've been publishing Hulk for decades now. It's, the only constant in life is change. So grow up.
The only constant in your life will be spare change on a street corner in a cup.
Wow, really? Jesus Christ, this guy is so cringe. That's your best counter, man.
If you continue to allow these dimwits to try to make money with their stupid ideas. These are bad ideas. It's not a matter of change just being a constant. Change is good when the change leads to something better, superior. This is not superior. It's not making any money at all. That's what I'm concerned with. I'm less concerned about diversity. I'm less concerned about change than I am about the prosperity of the comic book industry. That's my main concern.
Get used to it.
Bisexual and exploring his sexuality, and that's an event. That's an actual event in comics now.
My God, how dare these characters represent diverse groups of their readers?
My God, how dare these characters be straight and white, like they were originally created as? How dare they be white? They can't be white. How dare they? We gotta change them because they're white and straight. It's the same shitty argument, you asshole.
Readers, what the fuck is wrong with them? Jesus Christ. Get over it, man.
There's always been diversity in comics. There's always been plenty of characters that are people of color. There have been more than enough women, I think. There have been quite a few.
Yes, there have been more than enough women. So we don't need any more women in comic books. We already have the quota. We're done. They all have to be white men now. We're sorry.
You know, but first of all, yes, there are way too many women in comics. I agree with that.
Wow. Yeah, just go ahead and put it on out there.
And those that we have need to be scantily dressed. That is true. And I'm just kidding, asshole. But no, we're making the same argument. You're talking about quotas. I'm just saying these characters already exist. Leave them alone. They're already beloved the way that they are. Stop fucking with them. And your argument is there are too many white people. We need to change them. That's your argument. You're the one asking for change. You're the one who's saying things need to change around here. I'm saying leave shit alone. Status quo is working out, has worked out great for decades.
Except comic books aren't selling anymore. Print media is dying. Old news, I know, but comic books are print media. It's all going down the crapper.
You're the one concerned about how they're, how dare they be white? How dare they be straight? The silliness.
It's not concern. It's just, I don't object to representation. It's as simple as that. You're the one that seems concerned about them not being white. Just no more. Just the number of women you had at 1991, those are the ones you can keep. All the other ones have to become white men. We're sorry, the quota has been reached. That's what we're going to be doing now. Jesus Christ.
You LGBTQ characters, everybody can relate.
Now, I would say, I don't know what it is now. I don't know if it's been addressed.
This is bad,
but
guys. Prove this isn't Preston's brother, says Kay says. He is Preston Poulter, is he not? It's that same kind of, I don't even know how to, what is it? Like, what is this phenomenon? I'm not sure. This is bad, man. We got to get better bread tubers out there.
The bigger issue would be having people of color actually writing the comic books. That would be what I would prefer, because then you could really get their perspective into the characters and stuff like that. Like his argument is people of color in comic books bad, it seems like.
That isn't my argument at all. Stop lying. Stop.
Well, give out your argument then.
Misrepresenting my argument, and you'll stop ripping your brain trying to cope with it. Those aren't my arguments. In fact, I just got done saying Milestone. What happened to Milestone? I just explained to you why the mainstream corporations are exploiting people of color and not giving them their fair share. My argument is Black Lives Matter in comics. Like, literally. How come Dwayne McDuffie died? I believe Dwayne McDuffie died of a fucking broken heart. He was a black man. He had like 160 IQ. And created a bunch of cool stuff, was part of Milestone, and his widow has to like sit there and go, when are you guys gonna publish his stuff so I can get some royalties? When are you guys gonna bring back the Milestone characters so that I can get royalties from my late husband's work, who you profess to love, but
yeah, he's really going down this creator's rights angle, and as we already pointed out, he sells it down the river instantly. Because it's just all about anti-SJW for him. For him, it's everything's anti-SJW down the line, period. An SJW doesn't even mean anything anymore. It's just people who want diversity, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And I'm not going to lie, the only thing more cringe than people who are hardcore SJW are people who are hardcore anti-SJW.
I was there. I was there during all this. You mistreated him. DC Comics mistreated Dwayne McDuffie, in his opinion and in mine. One of the last conversations I had.
And this just feels like, here's one black creator. I supported, therefore I can't be racist.
Ad with him went that way. By the way, Dwayne McDuffie wanted to write Day of the Composites. He loved the idea. Stupid ass me, I didn't let him do it. He died. He would have been great at it. I let a woman do it instead. Should have let a black man do it. Fuck. What a disaster. All right, let's go.
Racist much. Of course, he's been on Racist Podcast. That was something we found on the video. He totally was on Racist Podcast. So that's fun.
Who was?
Peter Parker Spider-Man, because he's got
you were
incredible.
Didn't they? The NFL said that they would play the Black national anthem before the regular national anthem, and I was like, "What even is the Black national anthem? Is it just sirens? What?
is black. Amount of responsibilities on his shoulders, and life is not easy. Marvel Comics at some point decided that he wasn't appealing to enough people because of his skin color. People...
Jesus Christ! Miles coexists with Peter. What's wrong with you? Why do you bring this up? And Miles is a great character too. It's not like they took Peter Parker and changed his skin color. He's a different fucking character. Dude, get over it.
Okay, dumbass. Here's why Miles Morales...
Wow. Going for the name calling. Pro arguments.
Exist.
Let me black pill you, as it were. Or let me red pill you. Maybe I shouldn't say black pill. Now let me black pill you, in the sense that I'm going to bring the harsh reality of the comic book industry down on your misshapen head. The reason why Miles Morales was created in 2011 is because Marvel Comics was watching DC go through a terrible lawsuit with the Siegel family. Thanks to the Copyright Act of 1976, Superman's original creators' descendants were able to haul DC Comics into court and say to them, we have the right to claim now, based on this new law, we have the right to claim ownership for this window of time over Action Comics #1 before it goes into the public domain. Meaning that all of the stuff that's in the Action Comics #1, all of the aspects of Superman contained in that book, we're going to own and DC Comics isn't going to be able to use anymore. And guess what? They won. Now, it was overturned later. About a couple years later, the courts came in and reversed that, fucking over the Siegel family for good. But Marvel Comics watched this happen. They watched DC Comics react to it with the New 52, which contained 3 new versions of Superman, who aspects of the character had been stripped away, so that they could still publish a Superman book, while, I guess, the Siegel family was being given trademarked aspects of Superman. Those were being taken away from DC Comics, given to the Siegel family. DC Comics tried to change Superman as much as they could, so that they didn't have to pay the Siegel family, just in case this happened. Now, once it was reversed, the New 52 kind of ended and was replaced with Rebirth, and Superman went back to normal. Marvel Comics watched this happen in horror in 2011, knowing that 10 years from that date, Steve Ditko and company, his family, would be able to claim ownership of Spider-Man from Marvel Comics, thanks to the Copyright Act of 1976. Starting 10 years from 2011, there would be a 5-year window where the Ditko estate could haul Marvel Comics into court and claim ownership over Amazing Fantasy #15.
I'm not watching all this. Listen, if he wanted to make Comicsgate about creators' rights, I might even be a fucking comic skater, but he's not. It's all about, we can't have characters that aren't white. That's what always breaks down to. Anti-SJW. And I'm sick of it. I can't handle watching any more of this. It's tough enough watching my old videos, but this is, does he have a conclusion? Because this is just fucking awful.
I rent 2 enormous warehouses full of product. I make and sell comic book product, based on my own IPs, and I ship them out every single morning with Andrea. We pack things up, we ship it out, we fulfill campaigns.
There's a lot of people waiting on.
We do all this stuff that my peers would tremble. My peers would fall down broken in my footsteps if they tried to be me for 1 second, if they tried to go through what I go through.
Victim mentality.
My former peers in the mainstream would never survive. They would wither to dust if they had to do what I do every single day. And I still receive this level of disrespect. That's the joke of it all.
You want respect? Don't be an asshole.
That's what it's going to be. I think that's the rest of my life.
This is literally the video that destroyed me. Jesus Christ.
I think that's what I'm going to get for the rest of my life. But I am overjoyed every day to be a part of Comicsgate. I really love it. I really love what we do, guys. Nobody needs the respect of SJWs. Nobody's asking for this guy's respect. His respect means absolutely nothing. What do I care about? I care about you guys. I care about how you feel.
You cared enough to watch the video. You're in my view count. Thank you. And my comments too. Thank you.
I can't watch the rest of this. It's sickening. Absolutely sickening.
Wow. I'm feeling you right there. So he didn't even get to my conclusion. He didn't finish my video. I'm not finishing his video. This is unwatchable, guys. I don't even like my content. I'm always trying to improve my content, and I don't like it. But his stuff, I mean, even though he's in proved his production value. He probably has OBS as well. Oh, God, he's so cringe. Let's see. Does he have any final notes?
I care about the respect of you guys. I care about what we're doing. I care about the continued.
So he's just going to suck the dick of the Compgators. Okay. Yeah. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. This has got to be the worst reaction video I've ever done. This was the video that was supposed to own me. Everybody on Twitter, everybody in my comments, he's owned me now. Oh, God. No. No. God, we're going to do something more fun next time. Fuck this. I'm done with Comicsgate. I am done. Jesus Christ. No, this guy is a con artist. Well, you know what? Maybe he's not a con artist. Maybe he's just super goddamn lazy. But he's his job right now is raising money on Indiegogo and not shipping product, it seems like. Or not shipping nearly enough. He's raised over $1 million. If it's just 2 people helping him ship, hire more people. You have over $2 million fucking dollars. You can do this. I don't want to hear you complaining about, I'm putting all this work into it. Well, fucking help the American economy. Hire a person. Jesus. This whole argument, I'm not against, I'm not racist. By the way, here I'm going to say some racist shit. I'm done with Comicsgate. Obviously I never support it, but Jesus Christ, this guy is insufferable douchebag. And one thing I would like to add, I almost forgot about this. So I was getting bombarded with Comicsgate stuff around the time when he decided to stream this, like on Twitter, on my comments, just getting bombarded. And then in the afternoon it stopped. It stopped. I've gotten bombarded by hate. I got Snyder hate. I got Jimmy Dore hate now. These things are like non-stop for weeks. Comicsgate lasted for a couple of fucking hours. A couple of hours. And then it was done. I am shocked. And yeah, it's done now. I've barely gotten anything from Comicsgate community now. I've probably gotten more from the Jimmy Dore community than I have in the Comicsgate community in the past couple days, or past couple hours. So yeah, is that all you guys had? I seriously asking, I've gotten hate before. I've gotten these bandwagons of hate coming after me, and this was rough for a moment, because they're all rough, especially in that initial onslaught, and then it just subsided, and then it died. And I'm shocked how easily it died. It, like, almost no effort from me. Who knows? Maybe this video will reinvigorate you and you'll come after me again. Come across a whole bunch of new theories about me. Have yourself some fun. It's all been said about me before. I can deal with it. But yeah, as far as toxic fan communities, not the worst, I have to say. Bad. Very, very bad. This one actually might have more theories about my sexual predilections, which... fine, whatever. I literally don't care. Like, that's the thing. If your argument is, you look weird, or you're ugly, or you fuck something unconventional. If that's your counter argument, guess what? Your argument's weak as fuck. I don't care. But Comicsgate, I think we can put a nail in the coffin on this one. This guy's the leader of Comicsgate. He has over $2 million and he can't hire people to help ship stuff. He just is shipping stuff on his own. That's his argument. Fuck that. He's full of shit. Get your shipments out. Make sure people get their products. And yeah, I'm done. I've seen everything from you I need to see.
They think order and chaos are somehow opposites and try to control what won't be.
I used to fuck guys like you in prison.